industrial processes, may some process layout, process location, automations that we have discussed. Today we are discussing about the race part of the theoretical chapter, industrial processes. Okay, in industrial processes, there are certain industry selected, and we are studying about its processes and major machinery, yeah, core machinery, we can say, that utilized in the industrial processes. Yesterday we have discussed about some of the utilities, something about the material handling equipment, something about the electrical installations. Okay. So as a valuer of plant and machinery, when you are making inside inspections, you collect the data related to the asset under the scope of work or say valuation. Further, you are classifying this asset as a core machine asset or core machinery or say production machinery, utility machinery, electrical installations, control systems, material handling equipment, testing and laboratory equipments, special types of asset that may be a jig, fixer, mold, IT and software equipments. Right? So during this industrial processes, we will also discuss what are the core machinery of that industries. So first we are discussing about the steel industries. So normally, what are the major, sorry, raw materials of the steel industry? Anyone idea? So major raw material in steel industry are utilized. First, that is a iron ore, and second is a coal, and further some in a small amount it may be a limestone that will be used for the purifications. Up to the some amount of flash parts. Another adaptive materials are used for the purifications of the molten iron. So firstly, industrial processes in steel industries. We can bifurcate steel industry is the processes in a two way. One process that is done by the blast iron, and second that is done by the electric arc furnace. Okay, visible this overview of steel making process on the screen. Hello. Steel making process, that slide is visible to all on the screen. Hello. I am audible? सुनाई देता हूं मैं?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sorry.
sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
स्क्रीन
Yes,
स्क्रीन पे
sir.
क्या दिखाई देता है?
We are
Steel
steel
making.
making
जरा बढ़ा कर
process.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Overview of the
Okay.
steel making
Steel
process.
making
Yes,
process.
same thing. I'm looking up. Okay. So mainly from the two type of industry, one from the blast furnace and one from the electric arc furnace. So in a blast process, iron ore goes to the sinterization plant, sinter plant, that's a purification plant, and we are add some adaptives. So whatever the iron ore comes from the mining may have a lot of impurities. So first of all, this sinter plant remove the major impurities. Then sinter plant 2 is a pelletized plant. In a pelletized plant, your crushed iron ore are converted into the pellets, and these pellets are feeded into the blast furnace. In a blast furnace, burning are happening with a coke. First of your coal is converted into the coke using the oven, and this coke is fed to the firing purpose in the blast furnace. So due to the heat, your solid iron ore will get the melt down, and molten iron will be a storage. When the process is complete, मतलब entire feedstock convert into the molten iron by the manhole, it is a come out, and through the converter and later it goes to the continuous casting machines. Okay. Casting machines means of your liquid convert into the specific solid shape. So continuous casting machines may, according to the whatever the mold available, it will be a converted, maybe a converted into slab, billet, or bloom. So your slab further may be a convert into the plate or your roll. Output from the continuous casting machines, your billet further may be converted into the bar, rod, or tubes. From the bloom, we are making a structural steel and the structural shapes. Okay. So this is outcome from the your induction furnace. Okay. That's called the pig iron. Same type of uh, another process. Okay, your iron ore and coal in a specific ratios is a feeded to the kiln. Okay. In a kiln, from the one end we are making the firing. So mixture of iron and coal plus firing of the coal. There is a process done, that is a DRI process, reduction in a iron. Okay. From the kiln, we are getting the clinker or say sponge iron. The sponge iron further feeded to the electric arc furnace. Okay. In electric arc furnace, electrode are emerged, so an high intensity electric air pass. So again, due to the high intensity of the electricity, your iron or say sponge iron will melt down and convert to a liquid iron. This liquid iron then further through the ladle goes to the continuous casting machine. And again, from the casting machines, according to the required shape or applications, we are convert maybe in slab shape, billet shape, or a bloom shape. And further, this billet, bloom, or slab convert into its applications. Okay. So major machinery that you will find in a steel plant, that may be a conveyor belt for the coal and iron ore. You will find sinter plant. You will find pelletization plant. You will find a blast furnace. You will find a converter. You will find ladder. For the transportations of the ladder, may you find a railway track or you find the overhead cranes, continuous casting machines. Again, kiln or say DRI plant, kiln, that may be a cooler, that electric arc furnace, ladder. For the transportation of ladder, you will find the overhead crane or the railway tracks and outputs. So majorly these are the machines that will be used in a okay, major machine that will be used in the steel industries. Further, all utility will be there, required utility, that may be a cooling tower, that may be air compressor, that may be a power plant, that may be a cooling towers or DG set. Other all types of utilities are there, but major core process machineries are this. Okay. So anyone doubt in a steel industry? The entire list of the machineries is given into the your slide material for understanding how process are done. Further, many times you will find the different types of word related to the process. Okay. Just like in steel industry, one common word is electroplating. So what do you mean by the electroplating process? You are finding that TMT road. What do you mean by the TMT? So electroplating process matlab we are covering the metal with the some layer of the some other metal which reduce the erosion. Okay. TMT bar means of we are giving the outer surface strength and keep inner surface ductile. So strength plus ductility are provided to the TMT bar. Second process, that is a aluminum process. So aluminum we are getting from the bauxite. Okay. Firstly, aluminum are extracted from the electrolysis process. So your bauxite converted into the aluminum, converted into the aluminum, and from the aluminum we are finding creating a lot of end product. So in a electrolysis process, your bauxite solution of the bauxite are placed in a electrolysis set. Okay, anode and cathode are immersed into this. So when the reaction take place in the bauxite, aluminum, which is having a positive ion, will attract toward the cathode and will get the deposition over the cathode. So first, whenever the process is completed, cathode are removed and whatever the aluminum deposit over cathode are removed. Further, this going for the purification process, say Hopper cell. Okay. So during the electrolysis process, pure aluminum will be collected at the cathode and will be tapped from the C form. So further purification take place and we are getting the aluminum. So here it is process is done by the electrolysis process. Anyone, what do you mean by idea by the electrolysis process? Okay. Okay,
To
it
have
is
a coating,
बोलिए
to have a coating on iron of some
नहीं, it is not
material.
electrolysis process.
Electrolysis, when we dip in acid bar, then the process take place. When we dip the material, some acid and something like this, process take place. That is electrolysis process.
Okay. Anyone else?
ब्रेकडाउन
Sir,
करना
electric current passes through the rods.
नहीं आयंस
Electric current passes through the solution.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
whenever the electric current passes to the solution are breakdown in the two parts, positive ion and negative ion. Okay, so positive ion will attract toward the negative road, that is the cathode, and positive ion negative ion will attract toward the positive terminal, which is the anode. So when the aluminum Al is a positive, will attract toward the cathode and will deposit over the cathode plate. So one reaction will completed, cathode plates are carried out, and whatever the deposit aluminum over the plates are getting removed. And that is how we are making a purification from bauxite to aluminum. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? किसी को भी related to the steel or aluminum? So here main process is called the electrolytic cell or coping cell, and where the further physical purifications are made, okay, it is called the smelting. Just like in the steel furnace industries is called the furnace, here it is called the smelter. Yeah. Okay, anyone? Okay. Any doubt? Any questions? Next, we are discussing about the textile industries. So integrated textile industries are having a 5 part. One is a ginning industry, then spinning industries, then weaving industry, processing industry, and last industry, that is a garmenting. Okay. So first, ginning industry. Anyone idea about the ginning industry? What is the function of the ginning industry or ginning mill? Okay. So we are finding a cotton. Cotton comes from the cotton plant, flower of the cotton. So from the farm, all the cotton flowers are collected and goes to the ginning mill. Ginning mill is a simple process. Okay, it removes the cotton fiber from the flower. Okay, remove the cotton fiber from the flower and also remove the short fiber. Short fiber मतलब जो छोटे छोटे fiber मतलब तंतु that will be removed. So only long fibers are sent for the spinning purpose. So in ginning mill, it is a simple process. Okay, from the cotton flower, they are removing fibers, cotton fibers, and rest hard material will be as it is. Okay, so it's cotton fiber only rather than cotton flower goes to the spinning mill. Okay, what happening in the spinning mill? Anyone?
Sir, converting fiber into yarn or thread.
Yarn. Okay, in a spinning mill, your fiber, cotton fiber, are converted into yarn. So first of all, your whatever the cotton bales come from the ginning mill to the spinning mill, they are open. Okay, and entire cotton further will be go to the blow room where further purifications are made. From blow room, okay, it's make a remove the impurities and make a homogeneous blending. From blow room, your cotton fibers goes to the carding machines where it converted into the saliva. Okay, saliva. So saliva मतलब क्या बोलोगे आप? एक रुई की पूनी, सही है? So
सबसे क्रिटिकल भी सर ब्लो रूम ही है आई थिंक.
हाँ नहीं, क्रिटिकल तो सब कुछ है, but blow room function is a cleaning and make the all the cotton fiber homogeneous. And nowadays some of advanced machinery available that blow room, some cotton with a different color grade are also removed. Okay, but long fiber with a homogeneous, मतलब सारे fibers which have a one characteristics only homogeneous. एक type के cotton fibers feeding to the carding machines. Carding machines convert into the saliva. Okay, saliva go to the combing machine. Further, whatever the short fibers will be there are removed in the combing. Why we are removing short fiber? So simple answer, to get a strength. If there is a more short fiber in the cotton thread or in the yarn, it will be break down easily. Then after combing is go to the draw frame. What is the function of the draw frame? So we are, from the carding machine, we are getting the saliva. So it is a in diameter, it is a large diameter and it has a no strength. Then drawing frame, what we are doing, okay, we are keeping the cotton saliva parallel to each other. मतलब 10-12 saliva को mix करके एक yarn produce करते हैं. मतलब we are mixing the cotton salivas and उसका diameter reduce करते हैं. तो number of salivas come together, diameter reduce, to convert into the yarn and strength will be increased. So then it will be a goes to the speed frame where further there is a reduction of the diameter. So you are getting the strength. Okay. From the speed frame, it's go to the ring frame. So all the kacha yarn we can say will be goes to the ring frame where it is further twisted. So you are getting the strength and convert into the yarn. मतलब स्पिनिंग में रुई के धागों से रुई से यान बनता है, मतलब कच्चा डोरा बनता है, थ्रेड बनता है, कच्चा थ्रेड, सही है. So spinning units. So number of the machines that used in the spinning machines are the blow room, a carding machine, combing machine, draw frame, speed frame, ring frame, and lastly there may be a auto corner. Auto corner, it is just making a weaving your arm over the bobbin. So here name and section is the same. Many times it is a question, what is the function of the blow room? Okay, so to remove the impurities and make the cotton fiber in homogeneous form. What is the function of the carding machines? So it produces the saliva. What is the function of the combing machines? Remove the short fiber. Okay. Then this yarn goes to the weaving units. So what do you mean by the weaving unit? It will be
Yarn converted to fabric, sir.
yarn converted to the gray fabric, कच्चा fabric.
Yes, sir.
सही है?
1 or 2 layers.
हाँ, तो ये आपका जो धागा है, यान है, वो फैब्रिक में कन्वर्ट होगा, कपड़े में कन्वर्ट होगा. सो विच मशीन आर यूज टू कन्वर्ट यान टू फैब्रिक? कपड़ा किससे बनेगा?
वाइंडिंग मशीन लगी होगी सर, टू मतलब उससे
Okay, so it is a loom machine. Okay, other machines are the preparatory machines. Okay, so first there is a auto corner winding machines. So whatever the yarn comes from the spinning unit, they are in a cylinder shape. So your auto corner winding machine convert your cylinder shape bobbin into the cone shape bobbin. Okay, बाजार से हम for the weaving धागा लाते हैं. It is in cylinder shape. Okay, so the cylinder shape convert into the auto yarn. Then for the weaving purpose, we have to fetch. अपने, if you observe the any fabrics, so fabrics has a two types of yarn. One there's a vertical yarn and second is a horizontal yarn. And weaving is between this vertical and horizontal. So these are done by the wrapping and weaving. Okay, these yarns are drawn to the looms, so it properly weaving process made possible. Okay, so then sizing, twist wind when the straight, मतलब सही तनाव से उसको फिट करते हैं. Drawing, prior the weaving thread must be drawn into the drop wire. Also drop wire से two parallels, vertical and horizontal thread are going, and in looms में this weaving process are happening. Okay, and after the loom you are getting the fabric, gray fabric, कच्चा कापड़. Okay, then this gray fabric will goes to the processing unit, where your कच्चा कापड़, gray fabric, will be converted into the fabric. Okay, so first process is a singeing process. So whatever the short fibers over the fabric will be removed by the firing. Okay, then it goes to the desizing, or say we are removing the inherent chemical properties in the cotton. कॉटन के अंदर में जो भी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टी होगी विच इज नॉट डिजायर्ड, उसे रिमूव करते हैं. सो इन अ डीसाइजिंग प्रोसेस वी आर रिमूविंग द स्टार्च फ्रॉम द फैट. देन sourcing, we are removing other natural impurities. Then chemicaling, we are removing the colors. If it is a gray color or unwanted pigments are there in the yarn, so further we are removing. Okay, so these are the chemical process to remove the natural impurities available in the yarn. Then we are sourcing process, we are removing the chlorine. So during these three process we are using the chlorine. So further we are removing the chlorine. Means of now your yarn has a good characteristics, is go for the bleaching. Bleaching process मतलब any substance or object convert into the white. Unwanted pigment को remove करना और उसको white color देना. Okay, so now your gray fabric is ready for the homogeneous process, sorry, merchandising process, which is a prime process. After the merchandising process, it increases the strength, shiny and silky appearance. Now your kapda become a pakka. Okay, after the merchandisation process, there will be, कई बार क्या होता है पता है, हम कपड़ा लेते हैं तो एक दो धुलाई के बाद वो सिकुड़ जाता है या खुल जाता है. So इसका सिंपली मीनिंग होता है कि merchandisation process is not done properly. So after the merchandising process, proper strength, shyness, and silky appearance are given to the your fabric. After this is go for the dyeing. Dyeing मतलब color करने के लिए whatever the green, yellow, red, whatever the color that we are making, so color किया जाता है. That may be a printing के लिए कपड़ा भेजा जाता है and is ready for the finish dispatch के लिए. गारमेंटिंग प्रोसेस में क्या होता है कि आपका जो पक्का कपड़ा है विथ कलर और डिजाइन, जो टेलर करता है वही काम फैक्ट्री में होता है. ओके, अकॉर्डिंग टू द वॉट एवर द रिक्वायर्ड गारमेंट, दे आर कटिंग द गारमेंट. आफ्टर द कटिंग दे आर स्टिचिंग द गारमेंट. आफ्टर दैट दे आर मेकिंग द वैल्यू एडिशन, मतलब जो बटन लगाना है, स्टिकर लगाना है, एम्ब्रॉयडरी करना है, वॉट एवर. सो वन एंटायर गारमेंट become a complete is go for the washing purpose. After washing, it's doing the ironing. Iron होने के बाद में packing, holding, packing and dispatch. Okay, तो मेजरली यहाँ पे जो होंगी आयरन और स्टिचिंग मशीन्स. ऑटोकेड कटिंग के पर्पज से लिए ऑटोमेटिक कटिंग मशीन्स, डिजाइनिंग के लिए कंप्यूटर विद द ऑटोकेड. यहाँ पे जो मेजर मशीन्स होते हैं दैट इज अ सिंजिंग मशीन, sizing machine, soaring machines, chemically machines, soaring machine, bleaching machine, merchandisation machine, dyeing machine या dyeing jet भी बोलते हैं, printing machines and fabric inspection machines. Okay, yeah. So this is the entire textile industries from cotton to the ready-made garment. Okay, so machines, name of the machines, name of the section is the same here as per the process. Next, we are discuss about the milk industry. It is a very simple industry. So all the farmers in the village or nearby city areas, by husbandry process, they are making the production of the milk. This milk are collected at the collection centers. At the collection center, they are measuring the quality and quantity of the milk, and this milk are collected into the chiller, okay, at a milk collection center. From the milk collection center through the refrigerated storage tanker, it is transported to the dairy. In a dairy, again, first they are making a quality checking and making the unloading of the milk from the tanker to the silos. Okay. From the silos, it's go for the centrifugation process. Okay, so here they are removing sedimentation and fat, मतलब मिल्क की जो फैट होती है from the milk, fat अलग करते हैं. Okay? In a market, we are finding that Amul Taja, Amul Shakti, Amul Gold. What is it? This only there's a difference in the fat. Okay, so after removing the fats, they are making a different types of milk using the standardization process. So यहाँ पे the adjustment of ratio and of a fat and solid not fat in a proper. Okay? So when you are mixing a fat into the milk, it will be not a directly homogeneous mixer हो जाएगा. Okay? जैसे हम हमारे घर में दूध को उबालते हैं तो ऊपर फैट का एक लेयर हो जाता है. This fat easily cannot be diluted into the milk. So here, after adding a fat, we are doing the homogeneous process. So homogeneous मतलब it will be a prepare uniform product. आपकी सारी fat milk में homogeneous हो जाती है, मतलब we cannot separate out after it. Then it goes to the pasteurization process. Pasteurization process is one cleaning process. मतलब we are killing the microorganism available in the, if available is there any, in the milk. In a pasteurization process, we are heating the milk up to the 90 degree within a 1 or 2 minutes. So due to the heat, some microorganisms are killed out. And further, within a fraction of second, milk heated up to the 90 degree are converted into the -5 to -6 degree. So we are cooling that much fast. So microorganism cannot change that body temperature this rapidly. So further, remaining microorganism also killed out. Okay. So after pasteurization process, we are making the cooling. Cooling के बाद में we are packing in the desired form, maybe in pouch or maybe in Tetra Pak, maybe a 500 ml or maybe a 1 liter or 5 liters, and this goes to dispatch. So in a milk industries, first process, that is a prime process called the centrifugation, separation of the milk. Second process that called the standardization of process, that will be a required milk are produced. Then homogeneous process, fat and milk are homogenized to each other. Pasteurization process, okay, where it is a cleaning process of the milk. We are killing the microorganism. Rest of the, again, it is stored. From the store, it is a packed as per the requirement. Same ice cream. Okay. So first step, whatever the integrant are weighed and blended together to produce cream mix. Okay. Then it will be a goes for the pasteurization process. So pasteurization process is a cleaning process. Okay, we are killing the microorganisms. Then it is go for the homogenization. So we are mixing an entire integrate, whatever we added are get the homogenize. Then aging. Aging matlab we are keeping the product as it is for the some time. So it is allowed to time for the fat and cool down the crystallizations. After it, we are adding the required flavor and freezing. Freezing at the -4 to -5 degrees. And we are making the packing. After the packing, go for the hardening process where it is passed up to the -35 degrees Celsius and go for the dispatch. Okay, so entire process machinery is a simple one, just like how we are making ice cream in the house. दूध को उबालते हैं, उसमें सारे इंटीग्रेंट जो डालने हैं वो डालते हैं, फिर दूध को ठंडा करके दैट इज एजिंग, उसको फ्रीजर में रख देते हैं और फ्रीजर में सुबह सारा दूध कन्वर्ट इनटू द सॉलिड. दैट्स सेम प्रोसेस but at the commercial way, using the large machines are happening in the dairy industries for the ice cream purpose. Yeah. Any doubt? Any questions? Kisi ko?
Sir, boiler is using in the pressurization process?
No. There is a pasteurization machines.
Okay.
Okay. Boiler in the dairy industries are used for supplying steam. So yeah, if you want to heat up something, so you require the steam. Heated steam passes through the jacketed pipes and it will be heat. The next we are discussing is addigible oil. Visible in your screen, addigible plant. Addigible oil plant. Some graphs are visible.
Not a half, not full page.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, third page. Na? So addigible oil, मतलब खाने वाला तेल. We are not discussing about the crude oil that's make diesel and petrol and other lots of byproduct. So we are getting the addigible oil from. What are the sources of addigible oil?
Seeds.
Seeds, कौन से seeds में से?
Mustard,
Mustard seeds,
Groundnut
sunflower,
seeds of any
sunflower.
material, whatever we want, whether we want groundnut or
mustard.
mustard, that's from seeds.
सही है. So from the lot of type of seeds, so each and every seeds has the groundnut seeds, tal, tili, So each and every seeds has their own characteristics. So we are here discussing one common process that are done to the all the. Okay. So first, it is a cleaning process. Okay. Whatever the seeds come from the farms, whatever the foreign materials may present in form of the dust or in form of the iron or in form of the any plastic forms. So we are cleaning that we by cleaning by the separators or cleaning by the waters. Okay. So after cleaning by the waters, is go for the drying process. So after the cleaning process with the separator, physical separation and water, it's go for the crushing. So during the crushing, we are also providing the heat. Okay. So what is the function of heat? Okay, when we are cleaning the seeds through the water, water absorbs some water content or moisture content in it. So when we are heating the seeds, all the moisture content are removed, and even whatever the oil particles available in the seeds get excited. So when we crush the seed, it easily come out. Oil content easily come out from the seed. Okay. So from the crushing process, hardly we are getting 10 to 15% oil content available in the seeds. So from the physical content, we are not getting the all the oils available in the seeds. So further, it will be go for the chemical process that called the solvent extraction plant. In a solvent extraction plant, whatever the duff come from the crushing, okay, we are adding the hexane here. Hexane is a one petroleum product, byproduct. This hexane will react with the oil content available in the seeds and make it more hydrable. Okay. So when it goes to the solvent plant, up to the 90 to 95% oil are removed by the chemical process. And further duff, whatever remaining, it will be a byproduct of the eligible oil plant that may be used for the cattle feeding or the organic fertilizer. Okay. So by the solvent extraction plant, we are removing entire oil, not entire, up to the 90 to 95% oil available in the seeds. Now, after getting the seeds, first process that done by the degumming process. If there is a extra gum matlab chipchipa, you find the mustard oil. So when you break down the mustard, you will find that there is a lot of gums available. Okay. So here in a degumming process, so untreated oil which is come from the solvent extract plant are getting the heat up, are making the acid in a line mixture. When acid react with the phosphatide gum in the oil and make them hydrable. Hydrable matlab which can dissolve in the water. So we are adding the acid which convert your gum into the hydrables. So after making the gum hydrable, we are adding the waters. So all the gums which are converted into hydrables will dissolve in the waters, and it is separated by the oil and water. Okay. So simply oil and water are the immiscible. So lower portion will be containing the water and upper portion will be containing the oil. So by the physical separations, water are separate out and oil are separate out. So it is called the degummed oil. Now here we have added the acid. Okay. So your oil become acidic in nature, and we cannot consume the acidic oil, otherwise हमारे पेट में वो चलेगा. So we have to do the neutralization process, which neutralize the acid and make more eatable. So for the neutralizations, whatever the degummed oil comes, again it will go to the lime mixer, and we are adding the caustic soda. So caustic soda is a base. Our oil is an acid. So acid and base react with each other and neutralize each other. Okay. So Sodium hydroxide neutralize the excess acid and sophistication fatty acids. So sops are further from the separator, sop stops are removed. Further, we are adding the waters, which reduce the residue of the sop, and from the separators, we get the water and neutralize the oil. So after the degumming process, we are getting the neutralized process. Now, due to the adding the hexane, due to the degumming and due to the neutralization process, the color of the oil are become almost black. So we are doing the bleaching process. Bleaching matlab to remove the unwanted color pigments available in the substance and give them almost purity, white color. Okay. So for the bleaching process, we are adding the bleach clay. Bleach clay will absorb all the impurities, and through the filter process, we are getting the bleached oil that we can consume. Okay. One more artifications are done, that is a deodorizations. Okay. After this 3 or 4 steps of the chemical process, your seeds has lose or oil has lose its natural odor, just like a groundnut seed loses groundnut, sunflower oil loses sunflower smell of the sunflower, the little is loses the flavor. So we are doing the deodorizations. Matlab we are spraying the artificial smell over the oil. So we are getting the smelly oil. Some of the seeds like a sunflower seed and maize field has a lot of wax there. So we are doing the devaccination process, degummation process and devaccine process. Devaccine process are only done to the sunflower oil and maize oil. Then further, we are physically defining if there is a impurities available and is go for the storage. So all the entire process are happening in the chemical reactors. Okay. So major machinery that used into it is a solvent extraction plant. Okay. Then reaction vessels that are the degumming reactors. These are the neutralizing reactors, that are the bleaching reactors, that are the devaccine reactors, that are the deodorization reactors. And each reactors may have a 3 or 4 storage tank. So 1 or 2 storage tank for the input, 1 or 2 storage tank for the output. Okay. So majorly all the reactors and tanks are major machinery or equipment of a additive oil plant. Major machinery में cleaning machinery, that is a physical separators, then solvent extraction plant, then degumming reactors, neutralization reactors, bleaching reactors, deodorization reactors, devaccing reactors. Each reactors are connected with a 2 or 3 storage tank. Then for the packing machines and output. Okay. Yeah. Any doubt or any questions? For the same thing, it is described in the study materials. Okay. Next is a pharmaceutical product. In a pharmaceutical product, we are discussing about the how tablet is made. Okay. So proper integrant raw material powder are formed of the weight and goes to the sifter. Sifter means removing foreign particles. Okay, cleaning process. So after removing the foreign particles, is go for the mixer. In a mixer, mixed in a mixer with the blender to form a granulate. After the mixing the powder is goes for the dryer. Dryer is the simply when you are mixing the different types of chemical composition which each other may there is a generation due to reactions जनरेशन ऑफ द मॉइस्चर कंटेंट, तो आपका जो ड्रायर है ऑल द मॉइस्चर कंटेंट को ड्राई कर देगा. Then it goes to the granulator, which convert the dry powder into granulate. And this granulator goes to the compression machines where they are taking the shape and size of a tablet form. Compression machine. So granules को compress करते हैं in the die. So it will be take a shape and size of the die compressions. So tablet are made. Again, this tablet are going for the coating purpose. If any specific coating is required, then it goes to the coating machines. And after coating machines, is go for the packing section. That may be a container paction, stripping pactions, or blister packing. Okay. So how tablet are made? It is a very easy, simple process means of that. According to the content of the raw material in a powder forms or in a liquid forms are mixed with each other. We are making the cleaning process. We are making the drying process. After making a cleaning and dry, this goes to the granule. Granulator में we are making the granules. This goes to the compression machines and the tablet are ready. If coating is required, then further coating are done and goes to the packing machines. Yeah. Any doubt? Then paper industry. So how we are getting the paper? पेपर कैसे बनता है?
पेड़ से,
tree bulbs.
वुड से बनते हैं.
कौन से पेड़ से?
Popular tree.
Sorry?
Popular tree.
Raw material says wood.
Eucalyptus.
Wood.
Tree pulp from the trees.
Okay. So from
Popular
the
tree.
mainly bamboo trees or pine trees, whose stem are the soft and has a lot of fiber. So from the pine tree or the bamboo tree, we are cutting the tree. Only the stem is required for the manufacturing the paper. So the stems comes to the paper mill. Okay. First process is a debarking process. Yeah, barking drum. What do you mean by the bark?
The outer layer of the tree.
Yeah.
Sir,
Just one minute.
काटना.
हाँ, नहीं. Wait, just 1 minute. Just
skin of the tree, stem.
okay. What do you mean by the bark? Okay, bark.
Taking out the outer layer of the
Outer layer of the stem.
Stem.
Okay, stems के जो outer layer होती है, that may be in the dark gray or black form में. So this bark is not required for the paper machine. So first of the barking drum, so we are all the bark from the stems we are removing. Then stems are go for the chipper process, chipping process. So it is a cutting process. We are cutting the bark in the small chips. Okay. Then from the cheaper is called the cheaper screener. So oversize again go for the further chipping process, and required size is go for the chip beam to the digester. In digester, we are adding the waters and some of the chemicals. So at high pressure and high temperature, your entire chip are converted into the pulp. Okay, so solid convert into pulp, semi-liquid, and this pulp are goes to the various screeners. Okay, so whatever the undigested part in form of the knot, it will be a screen out, and smooth pulp is goes to the bleaching process. What do you mean by the bleaching?
Cleaning,
Whiteness
clean,
chili.
whiteness cleaning.
We are removing unwanted pigment. Okay, so whatever pulp is generated from the bark or stem of the wood, it will be almost a dark brown color. So in a bleaching process, these brown pigments are removed by the bleaching process, and your pulp are converted, white color are added. So pulp are converted into the white. And further is go for the hydropulper. It is again cleaning process, Jordan, and various types of cleaners. So all the types of unwanted or undigested knots are removed in the screening process or in a cleaning process. So pure smooth pulp through the head box are sprayed over the foundry wire. Okay, white pulp are sprayed over the foundry wire sections, and the spreading of pulp are goes for the pressing sections. मतलब उसको प्रेस किया जाता है, and initial 1 or 2 press sections are also heated. So whatever the moisture content are available pulp, water part available pulp, so when you are pressing to them, so all the papers moisture content are removed, so paper become a dry. So after the press section is go to the dryer sections. Here your pulp is converted to the hard paper sheet. Hard paper sheet में convert हो गया है. From it is goes to the sizing press. Okay. We are required the specific size of sheet. Suppose we are required a sheet of the 3 meter, and your pulp sprayed over the 3.25 meter. So from both sides equally paper will be a cut, and 3 meter sheet will be a go further for the dried sections. After the entire drying, curing sections, your paper sheet get hardening. जो hard paper sheet हमें मिलती है, that is go for the calendering process. And even what do you mean by the calendering process? Calendering process make the uneven surface even. Okay, पेपर में जो भी uneven surface होगी उसको even कर देगा. मतलब पेपर पे जो भी छोटे माइक्रो गड्ढे होंगे वो गड्ढे को फिल करके स्मूथ पेपर बना देगा. Uneven surface will become a even surface. And after the calendering machine, over the reel, it will be wind up. And through the splitter, the large reel are cutting down in the small part of the reel, just like a 3 meters sheet are cutted into the 1 meter 3 sets. So further go. Okay. This small paper roll will further go for the cutting purpose, where it is cut down in the required size A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, and packed and go for the dispatch purpose or further production purpose. That may be for the notebook making or any printing material or any other L purpose. Okay. But how paper is milled from the wood? So this all up to the head box, it is called the preparatory machinery, And from the head box to the splitter is called the paper machineries. Further, lot of water are used in the pulp and lot of chemical process are done during the cleaning process and even the pressing process. So entire paper plant have one WTP plant, okay? Water treatment plants that may be required. Further, it's also required a lot of steam. So nowadays we are finding each and every paper plants come with the power plant because a lot of steam is required. So you require the boiler. So they are also built the thermal power plant. So excess steam is produce electricity, which is further utilized for the factory productions. So it make them for a more economic. Okay. So machinery available in the paper making sections. So it will be a head box, foundry wire, press sections, drying sections, paper size, calendaring machines, reel, sliotar, and rolls. In the preparatory sections, mainly is a digester and bleaching machines, cheaper, and these all are the various types of cleaner and separators. So these are how paper are made from the wood to the paper. If you are finding that recycled paper mill, okay, so recycled paper mill start from the head box. So whatever the wastage collected is goes to the pulping section. From the pulp section, further clarification and order. So from the head box to the up to the pop reels. Yeah. Any doubt? Any question? पेपर सेक्शन में how paper are made. Next is the plastic industries. So there are mainly two types of plastics products are made. One plastics products are made by the injection molding machine, and second types of are made from the extrusion process. So small component of the plastics or small articles of the plastics are made using the injection molding machines. Okay. So in an injection molding machines, whatever the raw material in form of the HDP or PPP are feeded through the hopper and barrel are electrically heated. So your plastic will be get molten, okay, through the heater. Plastic granules will be converted into the molten plastic. So through the needle like a nozzle, okay, that's why it's called the injection molding machines. It's enter into the mold. In a mold, according to the specific cavity, okay, your molten plastic will enter into the your mold. So one, your mold will be completely fitted, mold will be removed from the machines and go for the cooling process. Once the cooling will be complete, mold are open and you are getting your product using the injection molding machines. So in injection molding machines, you are feeding the plastic granules in a barrel by the heat are converted into the molten plastic. Molten plastic through the pressure it is injected to the mold. In a mold, according to the specific cavity, entire molten plastic spread out. Your mold is cut down or separated from the machines, cooled down, and we are getting the plastic products. Okay, all the small articles are made from the injection molding machine. If any plastic articles that is a long in a size, just like a plastic pipe for the gardening or PVC pipe, that can be not produced by the injection molding machine, are produced by the extrusion machines or extrusion process, plastic extrusion process. So concept is the same. We are feeding the plastic granules in form of the HDP or LPB through the hopper to the barrel. Okay. Again, due to the heating, your plastic granules are converted into the molten plastics. Now here, inside the extruder, there will be a worm screw. Due to the rotation of the screw worm, your entire molten plastic will remain inside surface of the barrel and come the forward side. So here, instead of mold, there is a die. According to the shape and size of a die, your pipe will be extract out. Okay. So it is a puller which extracting the pipe from the extrusion machine, and whenever the required length of the pipe are there, using the cutoff equipment, it is cut down. So this is how from the plastic raw material or plastic granules, we are extracting the pipe using the extrusion process. Yeah. Any doubt? Any question? किसी को? Next is the tire making industries. So in a tire making industries, further again, there are the three types of raw material we are using. One is a natural rubber and chemicals. Okay. Third is a textile machinery in third form of the thread, and there is a steel in form of the wire. Okay. First, the natural rubbers and other chemicals, adaptive chemicals, goes to the Bunbury mixtures, where molten rubbers are created, and this rubber goes to the extruder and rubber sheet are outputs. Okay. Tire has three components: thread and wire. So your wire goes through the cross section wires, through the wire calendar, and through the braid constructions, and put down to the tire building machine. Same, the textile or thread or fabrics goes to the bias cutter and calendar to the machines. Okay. Here, seat calendar or say wire calendar. What is the mean by calendar machine? वो क्या करता होगा? Uneven surface को even करता होगा. Okay. So in a tire building machine, first layer of the sheet comes. Over the sheet, second layer of the fabric comes. Over the fabric, third layer of the rubber sheet comes. Over the rubber sheet, fourth layer of the wire comes. And again, it is covered by the rubber sheet. So how it is a layer by layer rubber formations in a tire building machines are made. This tire building part is go for the curing press. So in curing press, you will have a die of a tire. Okay. So when you are putting all the layers into the curing press, your layer by layer structure are getting the shape of the tire. Okay. And converted into hard. So output are visually checked out. That is go for the balancing check, then force variation checked, and go for the X-ray machines. X-ray machine checks all the thread parts and wire part are placed at or not, or is there is any air bubble available in the rubber or not. So if there is an air bubble available, it is a rejected and output of the tires. Okay, so major machinery, Bunbury mixture, extruder, cross wire, braid wire, wire calendar, braid construction machines, seat calendar machines, bias cutter, tire building machine, curing machines. From the curing machines, output comes and we have inspections. Okay. Last, that is a soft drink machinery. Okay. Whatever the beverages we are consuming, So the prime raw material is the water. Here water are treated in a two way. One, water in a form of the RO, another treated water. So treated water are used for the make the syrup for the beverages. So sugar, carbon powder, citric acids, and water are heated to prepare a syrups. Then it is go for the sugar syrup is mixed with the acidic flavor, color, and integrate along with the. So one we are making a syrup. Now we know that we are consuming the beverage only, and whatever the glass bottle are there, again they goes to the factory for the refilling. So they are making the bottle washing and cleaning process happening. Then concentration syrup are filling with the carbonization process. And after the carbonization process, crowning are done, and there's a printing of a batch number and code number, go for the packing and storage. Okay. So treated water used for the syrup making with a means of which is used for the making of the beverages, and beverage is filled in the glass bottle collected from the market, going before the filling, going the washing purpose, physical inspection purpose. After the washing is go for the ultraviolet machines that we are killing the microorganism, go for the filling purpose. At the time, we are also doing the carbonization process. So carbon dioxide are added in the it. Then is go for the packed crowning. ऊपर का जो ढक्कन है वो लग जाता है. From the after the crowning, you go for the printings and storage purpose. Okay. What दूसरा जो water था RO water, that RO water are used. ये entire जो beverage industry है are working in the batch process. So once one batch completed, RO water are used to cleaning process of the entire pipeline, entire vessels and reactors, water pumps, all the machinery which are used for the last batch are washed out by the RO water. So there will be no any overcome of the mixing of any smell in the one beverages to another beverages. Okay. So these are the some industries that is a part of your syllabus, and you have to understand that how it is working, which are name of the major machineries, and maybe what function of the machineries. Okay. So any doubt, any questions? किसी को भी कुछ डाउट हो, कुछ क्वेश्चंस हो, तो वी कैन डिस्कस. कुछ नहीं. So we are taking a just short break. Okay, water break. Bansal ji, 5